Okay, just picture this for a second. It's, I don't know, 2 p.m. on a Tuesday. You are completely in the zone. You're deep in some complex spreadsheet, or maybe you're rushing to get a presentation done for a 3 o'clock meeting, and your phone buzzes. You glance over, probably annoyed at the distraction. But it's a text, and the preview. It just stops you cold. It says it's from your CEO. Or maybe it's an alert from your bank. Big red letters saying, unauthorized access detected.
Oh, that's the one that gets the heart rate up.
Right. Or let's go with the worst one. It's a message from a family member saying, I'm in trouble, please help me.
And that moment right there, that split second where your stomach just drops and your pulse spikes, that is a completely universal human experience.
It is. The panic is immediate. You're not thinking about the spreadsheet anymore. You're not thinking about the meeting. You just want to fix it. But here's the real question, the one we have to ask right at the start. In that moment of pure panic, how do you know, how do you really know that message is actually from them?
That is the fundamental question of our digital lives, isn't it? And that immediate, visceral reaction you just described, that little heart skip, that is exactly what cybercriminals are counting on. They aren't just hacking your phone, they're hacking your biology.
That is a terrifying thought to start with, but it's the reality. And it brings us right to the topic of today's deep dive. We are tackling impersonation attacks. Now, before we get into the nuts and bolts of how someone fakes being your boss, I just want to set the stage. You are listening to the WeCyberYou Unlocked podcast.
It's great to be here. And it's worth noting that this show, it's actually part of a much bigger educational initiative by WeCyberYou.
Exactly. And looking at the mission statement from the source material we have from WeCyberYou, I really like their approach. I feel like so much cybersecurity content is just designed to scare you.
Right, to make you want to go live in a cave with no Wi-Fi. It's all doom and gloom.
But their goal is different. It's to make digital safety, and I'm quoting here, clear, accessible, and practical for everyone.
Which is so important. Often, cybersecurity feels like this fortress reserved for experts, for coders. You see all that green code raining down a screen, and you just tune out because you think, well, I'm not a tech person.
Right. That's not for me.
But the WeCyberYou philosophy is that it shouldn't be confusing. We want to unlock these complex topics, hence the name Unlocked, and turn them into a real conversation. Whether you're a professional, a creator, or just someone who uses a smartphone, this stuff is for you.
I love that. Unlocking is the perfect word. It's about empowerment, not fear. So our mission for this deep dive is to take this concept of impersonation attacks and just break it down so you can make safer decisions online. So let's unpack this. We have the source material from WeCyberYou right here. Let's start with the basics, the definition. What exactly is this?
At its simplest level, an impersonation attack is, well, the source says it's a cyber attack, where a criminal pretends to be a trusted person, a company, or some authority.
Okay, so trusted seems to be the key word there. It's not some stranger, it's someone you think you know.
It is the most critical word. The goal is to trick the victim into doing something specific, like clicking a link, downloading a file, or giving up sensitive info. But here's the key insight, and the source makes a big point of this. The mechanism here isn't necessarily some fancy bit of code that breaks down your firewall. The mechanism is you.
See, that really flips the script. We always picture a hacker in a hoodie, furiously typing to bypass encryption.
Yeah.
But you're saying they aren't hacking the machine, they're hacking the human operating system.
Precisely. The source highlights that these attacks exploit trust and familiarity.
Yeah.
Think about your daily life. We're all socially conditioned to be helpful, to respond to things we recognize. It's a survival thing. If a stranger yells at you on the street, you just keep walking. But if your boss yells your name,
You stop instantly.
you stop.
Or if my bank calls, I pick up. It's automatic. I don't even think about it.
Exactly. And that is why this works so well. It tricks you because you believe you're dealing with a known entity. It bypasses your natural skepticism because the request comes in a package your brain has already marked as safe or important.
It's just social engineering.
Pure and simple.
It's wild how fragile that reliance on trust is online. We see a logo or name and our guard just drops. It's like a blind spot.
And attackers know exactly where that blind spot is. That's where the masks come in.
Okay, let's get into that. The source material lays out a specific cast of character, let's call them, the entities attackers pretend to be. It's not random, is it? They aren't just spinning a wheel.
Not at all. No, they're picking very specific masks to wear based on the psychological trigger they want to pull. They know which buttons to push to make you react without thinking.
So who are the usual suspects?
First on the list, and this is a huge one in the corporate world, authority figures. We're talking managers, CEOs, coworkers.
Okay, so this is the I need this done right now because I sign your paycheck angle.
Correct. It exploits the pressure to comply. You get an email from your CEO. It says, I'm in a meeting. I need you to wire this deposit immediately. You don't usually stop and say, I'm going to need to verify your identity, sir.
No, absolutely not. You panic. You want to be efficient, to be the person who saved the day, not the bottleneck who asks questions. You want that gold star.
Exactly. You prioritize being helpful over being secure. That is the authority mask.
Okay, what's next? Who else are they pretending to be?
Next up, you've got your service providers.
Yeah.
So banks, delivery services, tech companies.
Oh, the delivery service one? I feel like everyone's seen that one. Your package is delayed, click here. I swear I get 3 of those a week.
It's incredibly common because it works. And think about the psychology. It's all about routine. We're all ordering things all the time. It's just background noise. Or with banks or tech support, it's about urgency and fear. Your account is locked.
Right. Your password has been stolen.
It creates an immediate crisis.
And it's weaponizing our desire to just get through the day. If my package is lost, I'm just annoyed. I want it fixed. I'm not thinking, is this really the shipping company?
You're focused on the solution, not the source.
Ugh.
And that little distraction is all they need. Then the next category is official bodies, government agencies, tax authorities, that sort of thing.
That feels like the heavyweight version of the authority figure. That sounds intimidating.
It is. This plays on compliance and, frankly, fear. If the tax authority contacts you, your instinct is, I don't want to get in trouble. That fear can just override your critical thinking.
And then the last one on the list, which to me feels like the most insidious, personal connections, friends, family.
This is the emotional exploitation. It's not about authority or fear. It's about empathy. I'm stranded. I lost my wallet.
Check out this photo of us.
Yeah, exactly. It leverages the fact that you genuinely care about these people.
It's really a masterclass in manipulation then. They're changing the mask depending on what they want. If they want money fast, maybe it's the friend in trouble.
Precisely. If they want credentials, maybe it's the IT support team. They tailor the narrative to the outcome.
And they're doing this across every channel we use. That's the next piece of this, isn't it? The where. I think for a long time people just thought, okay, I need to be careful with my email. But it's not just email anymore.
Not even close. The source lists 4 primary channels, and it really covers the whole digital landscape. I mean, email is still there, of course.
The classic vector.
The classic. But the list goes on, and some of these are much harder to spot.
Like the phone. The source mentions vishing.
Vishing, or voice phishing.
It sounds like a made-up word, but I imagine it's so effective because hearing a voice, it just feels more real than text.
It's a major vector, yeah. We trust a voice more because it feels more human, more immediate. If someone calls, says they're from your bank's fraud department, they sound professional. There's even noise in the background that sounds like a call center.
Wait, they can fake the background noise?
Oh, easily. There's soundboards for that. They can make it sound like they're in a busy office when they're in a quiet room halfway across the world.
And with vishing, you have the pressure of a live conversation. You can't just sit there and analyze it.
That's the point. It removes the buffer time you get with an email. And then moving on, you have SMS and messaging apps.
Which is where we get smishing.
Yes, SMS phishing. But the source also specifically calls out WhatsApp scams.
That's interesting. I think we often see that end-to-end encrypted banner on WhatsApp and we just relax. We think we're in a secure bubble.
The encryption protects the pipe, not the person. They use these platforms because that's where we talk to our friends. That proximity just lowers our guard.
And finally, the source lists social media, fake profiles, hacked accounts.
Right back to the personal connections mask. If an attacker hacks your friend's account and messages you, it is incredibly hard to spot.
So we have the masks, CEOs, banks, family. We have the channels, email, phone, text, social media. It's basically everywhere we communicate.
It is. They're looking for any entry point, which brings us to the so what question. Let's say they've tricked you. They've got the right mask. What's the end game? What do they actually want?
Right. What's the objective? The source breaks this down into 4 main goals, and one of them is, honestly, kind of surprising.
Well, let's start with a classic, theft of access.
Stealing login credentials.
This is often just the gateway, the keys to the kingdom. Once they're in your email, they can reset passwords for your bank, your social media, everything.
It's the domino effect.
Yep.
Then there's financial theft. They want money. But the source mentions something really specific that caught my eye. It says they trick victims into sending money or gift cards.
Yes, the gift cards.
Why gift cards? It seems almost comical. Hi, I'm the CEO of a Fortune 500 company. Please send me an iTunes gift card. It sounds absurd.
It does sound absurd when you say it out loud, but there's a reason. The source highlights this because it's a massive red flag. It works because gift cards are basically untraceable cash. Once you send that code, the nugget on the back, the money is gone. There's no bank transfer to reverse, no fraud department to call. It's instant, liquid, and anonymous.
That's a great point. It's the digital version of stuffing cash in an envelope. Once it's gone, it's gone.
Exactly. So here's a hard rule for everyone listening. No legitimate business, no government agency, and definitely no CEO will ever ask you to pay them in gift cards. If you hear gift cards, it's a scam 100% of the time.
A neon flashing red flag. Okay, what else are they after?
System penetration. This is deeper than just stealing a password. This is about gaining access to systems to monitor emails or conduct espionage. They want to lurk.
And the final one, malware.
Spreading malicious links or software. Click here to track your package, and boom, your device is infected with ransomware or spyware.
So we know the who, the where, and the what, but the source material also gives us some specific industry terms. I think we should touch on these because you hear them in the news, and it's good to know how they fit under this impersonation umbrella.
Absolutely. It helps to know the jargon. The first one is BEC.
Business email compromise.
Right. This is when an attacker compromises a legitimate business email to conduct unauthorized money transfers. It's a huge problem.
So this is when the vendor you've worked with for years suddenly emails and says, hey, we have a new bank account number.
Exactly. Because it looks like it came from the real vendor, you do it. Companies lose billions to this every year.
Then we have whaling.
It's a type of phishing, but targeted. If phishing is casting a wide net, whaling is hunting the big fish.
The executives. The C-suite.
Yes, high-level targets. These attacks are way more sophisticated because the payout is so much higher. They'll study a CEO's LinkedIn, their travel schedule, anything to make the email sound just like them.
Wow. And the last one mentioned is romance scams.
And this one is perhaps the cruelest variation. It exploits that personal connections angle, but over a long time. The attacker builds a relationship over months, building false trust, pretending to be a romantic interest.
A long con.
A long con. And then, once that emotional hook is set deep, they finally make the move for money. I need money for a plane ticket to see you, or for medical bills.
That's devastating, not just financially, but psychologically.
It is, but it connects all these dots, you see. Whether it's BEC, whaling, or a romance scam. The root mechanism is identical. Pretend to be someone trusted to bypass skepticism.
It's a lot to take in. It definitely makes you look at your inbox differently.
It should. But that awareness, that's the first step to defense. It's not about being paranoid, it's about being prepared.
So let's wrap this up and think about what this means for you, the listener. We've defined impersonation attacks. It's not just hacking computers, it's hacking people.
We've looked at the masks they wear, from your boss to your bank to your family.
We've talked about the channels, email, text, phone. We know now that just because it's on WhatsApp doesn't mean it's real, and we've looked at what they want.
Yeah.
Your passwords, your system access, and yes.
Your gift cards. Your gift cards. And the goal of this deep dive, going back to the WeCyberYou mission, isn't to make you unplug from the world.
No, it's to empower you.
Exactly. The source for today, WeCyberYou, is all about making this stuff practical so you can navigate the digital world with confidence, not fear.
Knowledge really is the best firewall. When you know urgency is a tactic, you can pause. When you know gift cards are a red flag, you can stop. When you know phone numbers can be faked, you can hang up and call the official number back yourself.
That hang-up and callback tip is gold. It's such a simple way to break the spell.
It is. Taking back control of the communication defeats almost all of these attacks.
So here's our call to action for you today. If you found this helpful, we want you to keep learning. Follow this channel, the WeCyberYou, unlock podcast for more educational content just like this.
And you should definitely visit WeCyberYou.com. There's a ton of great content there that breaks things down just like we did today. A great resource.
Absolutely. WeCyberYou.com. Check it out. Before we go, I want to leave everyone with one last thought. We talk so much about trust today.
Yeah, and how it's exploited. It's kind of depressing to think our trust is our biggest weakness.
Well, it raises a tough question. If attackers use our trust against us, If they use our desire to be helpful as a weapon, how do we maintain our digital connections without becoming cynical? How do we stay open without being vulnerable?
That is the big question. Do we just stop trusting everyone?
I don't think so. I think the answer goes back to that WeCyberYou mission. It's about building confidence through knowledge. You don't have to stop trusting. You just have to know how to verify. You don't have to close the door. You just have to check the peephole.
I love that. You don't board up the windows, you just check the peephole. Verify, then trust.
Exactly. A little verification goes a long, long way.
Thank you all for listening to this deep dive. Stay safe, stay curious, and we will catch you on the next one.